Now, data table, from what we see up there after learning about goal-seek, it's also a what-if analysis, and this allows you to try more than one input. So you can be able to try more than one input and see how that will affect the output. You see, for goal-seek, there was only one input that we are changing. But for data table, it gives you a chance for you to try out two outputs and see two inputs to see how those two inputs will have an impact on the results that you have. Now for that, we have our assumption that we want to use. We have years, we have 1 to 5, we have cash flow, then we have the rates. Of course, the dates, that is if you're doing IRR. If you're doing IRR, you need the dates, but you're doing just NPV, there is XNPV, I mean, you need the dates. But you're just doing NPV, you don't need the dates. You also have the rates. Then there's a table that has been created already for us. This table, I believe you can be able to create. When you are starting off Excel, we learned how to come up with some of these many tables that are in our workbook. Now start by getting NPV using the NPV function here. So start off by getting NPV, get NPV, normal way, equal sign, then NPV tab, NPV, then the rate is 10% here, comma, then the values are from 2.5, so that is 2,500, moving all the way down to 4,000. Don't include the outflow, because you'll have to close the bracket and add the outflow of 10 now. NPV. NPV. Now NPV is 467. 467. Now, the purpose of what we have here is to see how different rates and different outflows will have an impact on NPV. If we change the rates, we don't now not just use 10%, and we are also having different outflows apart from the 10,000 that we had, how will that impact the NPV? So one can be able to see at a glance different NPVs at different rates and also at different outflows. So we have a rate that has been gauged here, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. We have the outflows from 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, and 4. So the different outflows and the different NPVs, different rates. Now the blue area, just do an equal sign and click on the NPV that you had computed. Just click on the NPV that you had computed. So there's an NPV that you had computed for 467 and enter. That will be 467 up there. Finally, to complete the data table, select from the blue area. So click on the blue area where there is 467. Hold down drag down to 4,000 and drag across to the 16%. You can see what I've selected. I've not selected any empty thing like this. I've only selected inside where I want my results to be. From the 467, 4,000, all the way to the 16%. Then go to the data menu. Go to the data menu. Find what if. Then go to data table. So what if, then go to data table. Data table, that way. Not, data table. Data table. So you go to what if, then select data table. Raw input. Between rates and outflows, which ones are presented in rows and which ones are presented in columns in our table? I think the rates are in the rows, the row 37, then the outflow is in column F, that is column F. So what you do here, the raw input, where the cursor is blinking, is this thing. The raw input, you click under assumptions. We have assumptions this side. So under assumptions, click on the rate that we used, which was 10%. So there's a 10% rate under assumption, click on it, just that. Then under column input, click on the outflow that we have in the assumptions. The outflow that we have in the assumption, which was 10,000. under the assumptions. There are those who will click on the one that we have in the data table. That will be wrong. Then click on OK. That is your answer. So once you click on the OK, that is data table. That is data table. Now you can see that a decision maker can be able to see different rates or different NPVs at different rates and at different outflows. Now look at the green here. The green means that that is the one that we had, the 467. If the rate is 10% and the outflow is 10,000 like it was, then the NPV is 467. These others have now been created so that you can be able to guide us on how to pick which one is the best and which one is the worst NPV. Which one is the best NPV? Where the rate is 6% and the outflow is 4,000. You get 6,697. Which one is the worst NPV? Outflow of 14,000 and rate of 16%. That is the worst one. So can we try this one again? We have another one here. Another one here. Get XNPV. Use XNPV now. So equal sign XNPV tab. The rate is 10%, comma. Go for the values. Now when picking the values, begin with the outflow of 10,000, the outflow of 10,000 to the 4,000. Pick from 10,000 to 4,000. Then pick the dates from January 23 to January 27. Close bracket and enter. That becomes our XNPV and it's 4. The XNPV is 4. Then here, where there is, let me put the blue color again, that's where we want to bring in the item. Can't see my item there. There is no shading. I don't know where shading went on my computer. So just do equal sign, then click on the 4. Click on the equal sign and click on the 4. That way. Then select the way we selected from 4 to 8, then to 12 this way. Remember, rates are in rows and outflows are in columns. Then go to data. What if? Data table. Row input. Row input. You click on the, under assumption, you click on the 10. Under assumption, you click on the 10. Column output. Under assumption, you click on the 10,000 now, the 10,000. And that is it. Data table. That's our data table. You can see the one that we had initially, the 4, has also been displayed there. So that is the 4 that we had initially. Any question? Any question?